Why do Catholics pray to the saints when they can just pray to God directly? Is praying to God directly not simpler? To explain the reason behind this, know this, that God acts in two ways. First, in a direct way, and this direct way is spiritual. Secondly, in an indirect way, and this way is through visible things. Remember that we are both spiritual and physical creatures because we have soul, spiritual, and we have body, physical. So oftentimes, God makes his actions comprehensible to us by acting in visible ways so that we will comprehend his works in our lives. So let me give you some examples. God could have redeemed us directly from heaven spiritually, but he chose to come into the world to be humans like us, indirect and visible way. Another example, God could make us his adopted sons and daughters spiritually, but he chose to use water to make us sons and daughters through baptism. God, again, another reason, God could nourish our souls spiritually, but again, he chose to nourish us under the visible sign of bread and wine. Still more, God could inspire us spiritually and directly, but he chose to speak through human authors who wrote the scripture for us, again, visible way. So we see that rather than God using spiritual and direct way to relate with us, he often uses indirect and visible way to relate with us so that we will understand and comprehend his actions in our lives. So you see the pattern that God often comes to us through visible mediators. So when Catholics pray through the saints to God, they are copying God's indirect way of relating with us. So they are also relating with God in a visible and indirect way because the saints once lived with us visibly. Now they are living with God fully in heaven. So when Catholics pray through the saints to God or ask the saints for their intercession, they are simply imitating the visible way God relates with us in relating back to God. So when Catholics do this, they are simply copying God's way. This is the reason why Catholics pray through the saints to God. If this video gave you a fresh perspective on why Catholics pray to the saints or pray through the saints to God, why not consider giving this video a like